Hello and welcome to the Cinema 4D Quick Tips. When it comes to motion blur for the ProRender, you've got two options, the linear and the sub-frame motion blur. The difference is easy. In some cases you can use the linear motion blur, for example for keyframe animation like this. But linear motion blur doesn't work when you have a deformer like a skin deformer or any other deformer of Cinema 4D like this here. So there you have to use the sub-frame motion blur. But sub-frame motion blur also means that the render time goes up. For example, the samples are set by standard to 16, so you've got 16 times the render time of a single frame that you had without the motion blur. So here's a tip how you can reduce the render time. Because of the fact that since R20, Cinema 4D sub-frame motion blur for ProRender renders each and every iteration with a different noise, you can go down with the actual iteration count. And you can do this by dividing this number through the samples that you've chosen. So for example, if you're having an iteration count of 100, and now you're using sub-frame motion blur, divided through 16, you get the number 6. With that, you've got nearly the same render time, and you've got also the same quality. Let's look at these renderings here. The first one was rendered without motion blur. 1 minute 4 seconds. The second one was rendered with motion blur, but the iteration count was set to 6 and the sub-frame motion blur was set to 16. And you see, it's nearly the same render time, and when I switch from one picture to the other, you see that the quality is also the same. Thanks for watching. For more information on Cinema 4D or other Maxon products, please visit cineversity.com or maxon.net.